back to my channel and part 2 of a Q&A video that I'm doing. Okay, so I'm a little scatterbrained. Let me tell you why. I've been hanging out waiting to do this video, right? And I'm like, oh, my neighbor's cutting his lawn, so I'm just gonna wait a little bit until he's done. And then my other neighbor decided to have his landscaper do his. And the neighbor behind me is having her roof replaced. So we're just gonna roll with it because after all, it's a Q&A and I get rambly anyway. So let's chat. A month ago, maybe more, I posted this on Instagram and I said, hey y'all, ask me questions. What do you want to know? And we did a part 1 about it already. It ended up turning into sort of like an emo pontification about motherhood and getting bullied as a child. So if you want to know about that, I will leave the video link, the direct link to the video in the description box below. I know y'all want to know where I got this awesome tank top from. It says, cerveza por favor. It's from Express. Right? So honestly, I don't remember where I left off or how I started the questions. I kind of semi-remember what questions I answered, so I'm just gonna kind of skip around and answer a few, and I'll make this video around 30 minutes, I think is a good amount. And so maybe in a few more weeks we'll do like a part 3, but I'll create an additional post so that we don't have to recycle so many questions. I bet a lot of you forgot you even asked questions. Okay, so we're gonna start from top to bottom. The first question is from City Wizard, and she said, please don't get offended. I'm just curious. You once said that you didn't breastfeed. Why so? Because I didn't want to. I have been very transparent in terms of pregnancy and things like that. For me, I view my body as like a lease. I'm leasing my body for 9 months to create a child. After that, my job as a mom is to provide a good life, a happy life, nourishment, shelter, clothing, and it doesn't necessarily have to come from my body. I didn't try it. I didn't consider it. Like, I knew from the start that I wanted to have an elective cesarean and that I didn't want to breastfeed. That was just me, because I don't know, I just view things as very, I can compartmentalize them, you know? So I'm in the mode of creating a baby. So for those next 9 months, I'm creating the baby and I need to know when the baby's coming, which is why I elected to have a C-section. And I didn't want to breastfeed because once I made my baby, I didn't need to. I don't know. I don't have any sort of like strong feeling about it. Like, I didn't want to have that bonding moment of breastfeeding because I don't think that makes the bond any stronger. And I also had no aversion towards like creating the bottles. You know, a lot of moms are like, oh, well, you don't even have to get up. You just pull it out and feed the baby in the middle of the night. I'm like, it doesn't bother me. You know, it's just like making lunch or packing a lunch, you know, it's just the same thing. And so I don't also feel like, oh, it's gross and I didn't even want to try. It was just like, hey, the baby's, I'm done making my baby. Now let's move forward. Give me my body back. KPL Trill says, definitely late, but going to put this one out there. Have you ever taken the Myers-Briggs personality test? And if so, what personality type are you? Oh, I am the, oh no. What is it called? I am ENFJ, the protagonist, and it is 100% me, like 100% me with the exception of parenting. There's a little blurb on parenting and how the type of parent that you are. That is not my parenting style. That's not the type of parent that I am. But everything else is like spot on. So if you are an ENFJ, we're twins. Jennifer 3 Montes says, dating after divorce, when do they meet the kids? Tips and tricks. I'm recently divorced and lost. That's totally up to you, baby girl. I dated myself for a year. I really wanted to get to know myself again. I walked into my closet after I got divorced and I was like, who is this person? whose shoes are these? Whose clothes is this? Like, whose style is this? So I took a year off and I dated myself. I got to know myself. I sulked and I was sad and I was lonely and I didn't have friends, and it took me a while, but it helped. You know, it helped to go out to dinner by myself, and it helped to go sit at a bar by myself and really discover where I came from, where I am, and where I want to be. In terms of kids and introductions and stuff like that, that's all on you. That's your comfort level. That's your co-parent's comfort level. I promised myself that my door would never be a revolving door. I have 2 sons, and anyone that I date is a male figure for them automatically. If I had 2 daughters and they were, and I date a man, it's different because it's not the same gender. But any sort of partner that I bring into the mix is going to be their same gender, and so anything that they do, anything that they say, any habits that they have, any sort of anything will automatically be an influence on their life. And so it was very scary for me. I met one person ever before my boyfriend that I thought I could potentially introduce him to the boys. But aside from that, I automatically knew. And that was a tall tale sign for me. If I'm not even comfortable or thinking about introducing my kids to this person, why am I wasting my time? You know, so it's really, it's your temperature. It's your comfort zone. It's how safe you feel. I would say wait, obviously, like never, oh, 2 dates, I'm in love with this person, you want to meet my kids. Absolutely not, because you never really finish getting to know someone, you know? So always put your kids first. I saw this little post on Facebook somewhere that said, first learn how to be a mother, then worry about being a lover. And it scarred me. It just left such an impression on me. And I was like, that's who I need to be. That's who I want to be. And that's who I promise to be for the rest of my life, is mother first, lover second or third or fourth or whatever. I don't even need to be a lover, you know? But mother, I will always be. Beautiful is life says, what is your age and how do you look so young? Please share your skin secret. I've always had a baby face. I'm 33, I'll be 34 in December. I don't wear makeup that often. I'll wear makeup maybe twice a week. I do my skincare every single day. I've talked about it before. There hasn't been much changes to it. I also do exfoliation and peels at home. I mask regularly, so I get more into my skincare than I do my makeup. I let my skin breathe. I never go to sleep with makeup on. Well, not never. There's an occasion or two where I go to sleep with my makeup on. But maybe like twice a year. So there's no secrets. I have pretty good genetics. My mom has amazing skin. So hopefully I'll look like her. She's almost 65 and, you know, she doesn't look her age, so probably that has a lot to do with it. I wish I drank more water. I think that would keep me even younger, but we struggle with that. Makeup by Flor14 asked a question that I actually got a lot of in this thread, and it's why I don't include my kids. I don't include my kids because it's a beauty channel, and when I was still married, I talked to my ex about it, and I was like, look, if they pop in here or there, I'm okay with it, but it doesn't make sense to have small boys or babies in a beauty channel. As my channel started to progress into a little bit of lifestyle, there are occasions where it would have been okay to kind of flash them here or there in the content, but I know it's something that my ex never felt comfortable with, just like he never felt comfortable appearing himself. With the sensitivity of his job and stuff like that, he was like, I don't want any part of it. I'll support it, but I don't want to be a part of it. And then with the kids, we just thought for their safety, for our privacy, for lots of reasons we don't want to include them. I think as they've gotten older, they show more interest in what I do, especially my 6-year-old. He actually understands what I do for a living, and he's very curious, and he asks me all the time why I can't be. Why can't I be in your videos? Why can't I be in your videos? And I just don't think I don't think it's very relevant at this point, but I also want to respect their dad's wishes on privacy and stuff like that. So maybe eventually or down the road, or, you know, when I become a blended family with someone else or something, then it makes more sense to be a little more family oriented, but I don't think it's a good fit at this point. And I would hate to have worked so hard to get to a mildly amicable state with my ex, and then, you know, complicate things with something that I know for a fact he would not feel comfortable with. Adasanti George, Adasanti George? It's a screen name, I'm sorry. Says, would you ever get married again? Why or why not? When I was divorced, my answer was like, nope, never getting married again. Nope, not happening, not happening. I'm not doing it again. I can't handle another failure with my mentality. As I've, you know, become more and more divorced, more time has gone by. I mean, it's been years now. I long for that partnership, for that support system, for that companion, for that person that I look forward to grow old with. And I think that being a mom and potentially being a stepmom of bonus kids, I'd like to set a good example, and just living together with someone without that, you know, beautiful promise and vows and things like that. I don't think it's my style. I don't think I would feel comfortable not getting married. You know, I don't think I would feel comfortable or fulfilled if I didn't make that lifelong promise to someone else, you know? It's not about living in sin or any of that stuff. It's just, it's for kids, you know? And when I met my boyfriend now, it was the first time since I got divorced that I was like, I could easily get married again. Like, I look forward to the opportunity of getting married again. I look forward to tricking someone to fall in love with me and me being able to legally annoy them for the rest of my life. Gabby T. Saint says, if you have had a girl, what would you have named her other than Frida, and why? Oh my God, my ex and I could never agree. So he vetoed all my names. If we were gonna have a girl, he vetoed all my names. But I've always liked the name America, Valentina, Alexa, Luciana, like those really like beautiful, long, strong Latin root type names. Juliana, Melania. I think they all have to end with an A for some reason. I don't know. I just love those names that just, they sound so strong and awesome. Rose CRMC, she's like an OG subscriber. She's been here since day one. She said, how do you drink your coffee, and your all-time best memory so far with you and your boys? Coffee, usually black. If I'm feeling a little basic, a little fancy basic, I'll do some coffee creamer. I just like the sweet cream flavor, which is just like sweet vanilla. If I go to a Starbucks, I'll usually get an iced Americano or a caramel macchiato with non-fat milk and half sweet. And my favorite memory with the boys, I don't know. You know, I have my seasons with these kids where they teach me something, I teach them something, but every day when I wake up, it's just such a gift. You know, they're so full of hope and life and opportunity, and every day I wake up, I'm like, wow, I can't believe these like little people are mine. Like, I made these little people, I get to spend the rest of my life with them. It's such a good feeling, but I can't really narrow it down. There's so many. I don't know. You totally put me on the spot, Rose. The Obscured Beauty asked, what are you most afraid of in life? My biggest fear has always been to disappoint my loved ones. Always. Because I'm a people pleaser. Eventually, I turn into a doormat with certain relationships. But if I ever do something where someone that I care about or their opinion matters to me, very few opinions in this life matter to me. Very few. There's like 5 people that I actually care what they think about me. If I were to disappoint any one of those 5 to 10 people, that's my biggest fear. Like, because then I really have messed up, you know? But I don't have like a fear of heights or a fear of dark or a fear of darkness or a fear of dying or a fear of I don't know. It's just, it's really that affecting someone emotionally where they can't trust me or believe in me anymore, you know? The Cassandra Fisher, what are 3 things you wish you would have known before you got divorced? Oh God. I don't know. I mean, it was probably the most grim and dark time in my life, you know, because it's expensive. So there's one thing, you need to know it's expensive. The other thing you need to know is that you're going to learn things about yourself that you are not proud of. You're going to behave in ways that you are not proud of. You're going to say things that you're not proud of. So you're going to do things to really disappoint yourself. And the other thing is, you are going to get to know this person that you shared your life with on a whole new level. The person that you married is not the person that you're divorcing. You're going to question if this person ever cared about you, if this person ever loved you, if this person ever even actually wanted to spend their life with you. So go into it knowing that, I think a lot of times we're like, well, the answer is divorce. I'm gonna get divorced and my life's gonna be so much better. It gets so much worse before it gets better, like 1,000 times worse before it gets better. And you're divorced and it's still getting bad. It's still like worse and worse and worse. And it's 2 years down the road and it's still pretty bad. But you have to remember and keep remembering, this is for me, for my well-being, my sanity. I deserve better. I deserve to be treated with love and respect. And if someone can't do that, I'll do it for myself. This is for my children. This is for my future. This is for my faith. This is for me and just for happiness. So it's not fun, you guys. I've been removed for years and it is not fun. It doesn't get easier. It's gonna get easier, but it takes a long time for it to get easy. If it ever does. MexiMom01 says, what is something that you've never been able to do well? Sports. Anything that requires coordination, anything that requires any sort of like physical skill, like dribbling or chasing after a ball or hitting something, anything that's athletic. I have zero athletic ability. Zero. -10. Never. Like, it's one of those things where that book Strengths Finder, I think it's called, where it says, it gives the example of being a basketball player. It says, we have to stop raising our kids saying they can be anything they want to be, because you could practice basketball until you're blue in the face. If you're not good at basketball, there is no way you're gonna get good at basketball. You know, you have to find your strengths and play on those. My strength is talking. No. My strength is talking, cooking, and eating. So yeah, anything athletic. Living on Lipstick asks, have you ever been to therapy? I have, actually. I love therapy. I believe in therapy. I'm all about therapy. I've gotten to certain points in my life where I couldn't do it on my own and I needed help or advice. I did it once when I was 21. Something happened when I was in college and I needed, you know, just to talk about it with someone that wasn't friends or family. Someone that could just provide that shoulder to cry on and sort of tricks and techniques to move past, you know, trauma. And then I did it again in 2009 or 10. I was 25. And it was the first time my ex and I tried couples therapy and it didn't work. Neither of us were committed to it, so we just decided to bail. But after that, like, I continued to go on my own and I really liked it. And then right after I got divorced, a few months after, I started to talk to someone as well, just to understand my feelings and figure out ways to cope with feeling lonely and feeling comfortable dating again and trusting again, and just understanding why I was feeling panic, you know, why I was feeling anxious and why I was struggling so hard with, you know, being alone in my house and being scared all the time. Fear is something that I've never felt before. You know, I was always the brave, the audacious kid that I don't give up about anything. Like, you're gonna beat me up, I don't care, go for it. Like, go to town, you know? Like, I've always been that kid that just, it slides off your back. I learn something from it, I move on, I pick myself up, you know? I've never been scared. I've never been that like fraidy cat kid, scared of anything. You know, I'm the one that's like, oh, who wants to go first? Oh, me. You know, who wants to speak? I'll speak, you know? And so I got divorced and I was scared. I was scared all the time. I was scared to be in a parking lot. I was scared to sleep by myself. I was scared, you know, when the lights were off. I was always scared, and I didn't know how to deal. So I sought therapy, and right now I'm not talking to anyone, or I don't go to therapy, but I think it's amazing. I think it exists for a reason, and I think it's so valiant for you to say, hey, you know what? I think I need to talk to someone. I need someone to help me understand why I'm feeling this way. You know, it's not something to be ashamed of. It's something that you should own and embrace and be proud of. Hey, you know what? I can't carry this load by myself right now, and I don't want to burden family or friends. I want to talk to a professional, someone that's going to help me come to understanding with these feelings and just explain them better to me, you know? You guys, my camera keeps overheating and my dog is snoring over here next to me. Okay, we're gonna answer, let's say 3 more questions and then we'll cut it short. Kenzie M. Zadi says, what happened to the guy you went on 4 dates with? You just left us hanging at the end of the vlog. He died. No, he went off the radar. He even blocked me on Instagram, you guys. He just disappeared. I went back home to San Diego for Mother's Day, and it was like we went from 100% communication, and the whole time I was in San Diego, it just diminished. By the time I got back, he had already blocked me on Instagram, blocked my number, everything. So I don't know. I have a really, really strong spidey sense that maybe he had a girlfriend or maybe a wife. Because that whole like love bomb, like it's like a love bombing, and then all of a sudden it just, like, he chickened out. You know what I mean? Like, he's like, maybe this girl's a little too smart. She might find out and put a hit out on me because she knows people that know people that get rid of people. Just kidding. Yeah, so I don't know, but I don't know what happened to him. Maybe you can tell me. I'll leave his Instagram down below and y'all can tell me what's going on since I'm blocked. Jenny0923 says, how hard is it to stay in reality and not the YouTube jet set party life reality? Oh my God, you guys. I just talked about this today in a Get Ready With Me. I was like, when did the beauty community turn into this? Like, it went from doing makeup on your bed or on the floor next to your bed, talking about your Ulta haul, like with your little orange bag, to like $200,000 car purchases and flying in private jets to tropical vacations to promote a lip gloss. You know, like, where did we lose all sense of reality in terms of why we started the beauty community? The beauty community started because we had something to share and we wanted to help others feel pretty. That was the point of it. Let me tell you how I feel pretty, and maybe it'll help you feel pretty. Let me advise you on this new palette. This is how I use it. Let's see if you like it. That's what it was. Now it's like, hey, we're launching a new contour palette, so we need to go take Instagram flat lays in Ibiza, you know? And it's like, wow. Now, I'm not hating, because I feel like things grow and things evolve and things change. Maybe not for me. I still have the same background for years. But things evolve and they change. And so for me, I'm an influencer like third. I'm a mom first. I'm a friend and family and daughter and girlfriend second. And then I'm an influencer. So I don't lose sight of what's important. You know, I don't accept invitations on these promo trips because I don't find the benefit from them. I don't think that by me going to Europe to talk to you about a new liquid lipstick or blush or whatever is going to convince you that you need that liquid lipstick in your life. I need to use the liquid lipstick and I'll go buy it, or I'll receive it as a sample and I'll try it. And if I think you can use it, then I'll talk about it. But I don't understand the connection in promoting products that way. I would get, you know, like Kim Kardashian promotes a product, like she'll walk out and she's wearing like a certain shirt or jeans or tennis shoes that a brand sends her, and then she's promoting the product that way. But going on these fancy trips or talking about how thanks to YouTube I got this really fancy car and stuff like that, I don't know, I think it's taking away from that family and friend feel that YouTube was for me. My camera was like, you need to stop talking about this subject. It's controversial. It's totally overheating on me. Okay, so I don't know. I think it's important to stay humble and remember where you came from at all times, regardless of how successful you are. You know, I think it has a lot to do with the style that people have in terms of how they feel confident in their successes and things like that. So if someone's proud of their accomplishment and they, you know, want to do the whole lavish lifestyle and things like that, I don't hold it against them. I don't judge them for it, you know, but I think it's a lot easier to just see the highlight reel of a lot of these influencers, especially the ones that live in California, because they do get invited to these events and they do have to post it on Insta stories or Instagram or Twitter or whatever. And so it's very easy to get caught up in the mix. Plus, you guys have to remember that I'm an old YouTuber. Like all of these other influencers are in their mid to early 20s. They're probably not married, probably don't have kids. So they are in the party life because that's their season of life. You know, I'm almost 34. I live in Texas. I'm divorced. I have 2 small kids, 4 special needs dogs. So even if I wanted to get caught up in the lifestyle of like the lavish partying life, I couldn't. Okay, what else do we have here? How do you manage 4 dogs during fireworks season? It's not an issue. The only one that gets a little nervous is Sophia, but not to the point where she freaks out and howls and barks and cries and gets super scared. She just kind of gets a little like skittish, but usually fine. I mean, it's Texas. We have fireworks for everything here. Every football game, every event, every baseball game, there's fireworks. And there's so many stadiums around where I live that I think they're used to it at this point. But I will recommend Melatonin for dogs. I have this supplement that I use for mine. I'll link it in the description box below. It's awesome, especially for my Chihuahua. He's senile now and he has these bouts of barking. Let me tell you. And so I give him melatonin before bed and it keeps them super calm. It's safe for them. And so, yeah, it's awesome. If you guys have pets that struggle with stuff like that, I'll leave the product listed in the description box below. It's great. I get mine from Amazon, but I think you can get it from Chewy's and PetSmart and stuff like that. Rebecca Sub 8 says, when are you having a meet and greet in San Diego, specifically Chula Vista? I live 15 minutes away from where you have Menudo on Main and Anita. I recognize it in your vlog. I actually grew up in that neighborhood. Like my parents still live around there. The next time I go to San Diego, I'm gonna add a day to my trip. I promise you guys, I'm gonna add a day to my trip because I feel like if I have a meetup anywhere, it has to be in my hometown. You know what I mean? Like my next meetup has to be voluntary. It has to be totally not brand related and it has to be in Chula Vista. I was thinking maybe we could do it at Lolita's, like in the Sunbow area, because they have that beautiful little courtyard and we could just hang out and have a California burrito. Who knows, you know, it'll be fun. So I'm thinking about that. So the next time I go back home, it probably won't be until the spring. We'll have to do something like that. And then let's do one last question. Okay, Shugi's 91. What would you do if your future husband or partner's family doesn't accept you? And how would you deal with arguments about family? This is how I see it. The only person that I need to accept me and my children is my spouse, my partner, my boyfriend. That's the only person that I care about accepting me. If his parents don't accept me, which let me tell you, I have never met parents that don't like me. Parents love me. I'm like that meme that you see where it's like, don't introduce me to your parents because they're gonna ask you about me for the rest of your life. Like, that's me. I love parents. I can relate to parents. I can talk to parents. I'm like the girl that shows up and helps them do the dishes, you know? So if my partner's parents don't accept me, that becomes a problem for him, you know, and that's gonna be something that he needs to figure out. I would think that I wouldn't have that problem, but if for some reason God thinks I need to have that problem, I think that my partner would stand up for me. And I think that's very important, that you pick someone that's in your corner, someone that sees conflict and problems as a team effort, not a you against me type of thing, you know, and that would boil down to him being your voice, saying, hey, I chose her. She's my choice and it's important to me, which means it should be important to you. All right, you guys, I'm over it. My camera keeps shutting down on me. I'm about to fight her. So yeah, as I was telling you, it becomes a problem. I don't know. I've just never been understanding of when parents don't like the partner. You know what I mean? Like, I get it if the person is like not a nice person, or they struggle with some sort of substance abuse, or they're abusive or aggressive or violent or whatever. Obviously there's valid reasons, but just not liking your kid's choice, I've never understood that, ever. You have to be confident in how you raise your children and give them the faith and the trust that they're able to pick a good partner for themselves. And if they happen to not pick the right partner, then as a parent, you advise them and you pick up the pieces if, you know, if they get a broken heart or whatever. But I don't know, never put yourself in a position where you cause additional stress for your child, you know? Like, that just doesn't seem fair at all. Anyway, I really hope you guys enjoyed this question and answer. We'll do this probably in the next month or two. We'll do a part 3, but I will put a new post out on Instagram so you guys can ask me some fresh questions. And that way we can, you know, stay on track and in order. And if there's any new of you guys subscribed here that want to ask your question, you can go ahead and leave it there. So follow me on Instagram if you guys want to see daily shenanigans with my dogs, or if you want to not miss out on asking a question. I don't know why I'm making such a big deal about asking a question. All right, you guys, I love you so much, and you know what to do. If you found this video useful, entertaining, and learned something, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, this coffee break is over. Bye, guys. You were here the whole time, and you didn't come out in the video because you were sleeping. Say bye. Say, Wesley, come here. Wesley, come. Wesley, come. Come here, Wesley. See, these two were in the entire, like, the whole footage. Like, these two were in the entire video, right on the sides. And now you guys want to be in the video. A little late for that, Chuck. A little late for that, little Chuck. Is that a new nickname for you? I don't know where I got it from. I just made it up right now. You guys just saw the birth of Wesley's new nickname, Chuck. I love you.